Hi boys and girls, today I'm going to read a book called Henry is Kind. So let's take a look. Henry is Kind, written and illustrated by Linda Ryder. It says, this book is dedicated to my Peace Class students whose many acts of kindness inspired this story. Thank you for reminding me that goodness and kindness are all around us. Good morning, class, said Miss Snowden. Today we are going to be thinking about kindness. We're going to start out, as we always do, with our mindfulness practice on the rug. Let's get into a circle on the rug. Miss Snowden said, let's get into our mindful bodies. Let's close our eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Everybody closed their eyes and took their deep breaths. May you be happy. May you be healthy and strong. May you be peaceful. Just like when we do it, right? Then Miss Snowden said, today we are going to learn something we call heartfulness. Heartfulness will help us to feel more friendly and kind. First, I'd like you to think about someone who makes you happy. It could be someone in your family, someone in this class, even a pet. Now we're going to think some kind thoughts about that person. I'll say the words out loud, and you can think them in your mind. If you want to, you can put your hand over your heart. She paused a moment and then began, may you be happy. In their minds, everyone thought about that person who makes them happy and thought, may you be happy. Then Miss Snowden said, may you be healthy and strong. And everyone thought those words. Then Miss Snowden said, may you be peaceful. And everyone thought those words. Just like with us when we do it, right? Then Miss Snowden said, try to notice how it made you feel to think those kind thoughts. Any way that you feel is just fine. Just notice it. Then Miss Snowden rang the little bell to end their mindfulness practice. Everyone opened their eyes, and Miss Snowden asked if anybody wanted to share who they were thinking about. Doris said, I was thinking about my brother Dwayne. Sometimes he gets on my nerves, but most of the time he makes me happy. Alice said, I was thinking about my mom. She made me pancakes for breakfast this morning on a school day. Dhruv said, I was thinking about my little sister Sonali. It felt weird at first, but then it made me feel happy. She's pretty cool for a little sister. Henry said, I was thinking about my puzzle cube. Everyone laughed, but Miss Snowden said, that's fine, Henry. I know that your puzzle cube is important to you. Miss Snowden said, thinking kind thoughts about people we love can make us feel really good and make us want to do kind things. We can even send kind thoughts to ourselves. Speaking of kindness, today we are going to start a kindness project. Can you think of something kind that somebody did this week? Yoab raised his hand. I feed my cat every day. Is that a kind thing? Yes, said Miss Snowden. Taking care of your cat is an act of kindness. Yoab smiled. You are all doing an act of kindness right now by listening to me mindfully. Really paying attention to another person is an act of kindness, said Mrs. Snowden. The children looked at each other proudly. So today, we are going to start our kindness project, she said. This week, I want you to think of a kind act to do, and then after you do it, draw a picture of it. Next week, we'll share our pictures and hang them on the bulletin board in the hallway. Everyone was excited about the kindness project. Alice raced home after school. She knew exactly what she wanted to do. When it was time for dinner, she told her dad that she was going to set the table. She put out a fancy blue tablecloth and green napkins that she folded carefully. On Saturday, Doris gave her brother, Dwayne, a balloon with a peace sign on it. That's an act of kindness, right? Rosie brought her neighbor Glenn's newspaper right up to his door. Edwin and his friend Jonah cleaned up trash in the park near their school. Andrew stayed after school and sharpened all of Miss Snowden's pencils. Next week in class, everyone shared their kindness project pictures. Everyone, that is, except Henry. Henry, said Miss Snowden, where's your kindness picture? I don't have one, he said sadly. I didn't do anything. I guess I'm not kind. Of course you're kind, Henry, said Miss Snowden, looking concerned. No, I'm not, said Henry. I couldn't think of a single thing. You ever feel that way? Kindness is stupid, he says. Henry thought about all the other kids sharing their acts of kindness. He felt awful. Miss Snowden said, Henry, I'm sure you can think of something kind that you did. No, I can't, yelled Henry. Kindness is stupid. And he started to head toward the classroom door. The class was silent for a moment. Then Rosie raised her hand, and Miss Snowden said, yes, Rosie? Henry, said Rosie, don't you remember when we were in the library and you reached for a book high on the shelf for me? That was kind. Henry stopped just before he reached the door. Doris raised her hand too. And remember when I didn't have a snack and you gave me your cookie? That was kind. Henry turned and began to smile, just a little. Remember when you showed me how to make an origami swan? Said Yoel. Remember when you invited me to play basketball when I was new? Said Alice. Henry looked a bit surprised. He said, I let my sister play with my puzzle cube. Was that kind? What do you think? Do you think that's kind, boys and girls? Yes, Henry. Sharing is kind, said Miss Snowden. It sounds like you've done many acts of kindness. How did you feel when you did those things? Good, I guess, said Henry. It's funny that doing things for other people makes me feel good. That's the great thing about kindness, said Miss Snowden. When you are kind to others, you make them happy, and you make yourself happy too. Alice said, just like when we did heartfulness. That's right, Alice, said Miss Snowden. Doris said, I want to do more kind things. Can we keep doing the project? Of course we can, said Miss Snowden. Let's go out and fill the world with kindness. Later at recess, Henry was flying paper airplanes with his friend Giraffe. Giraffe's airplane flew fast and straight, but Henry's airplane kept flying back at him. Henry laughed and said, I think I'll call this airplane kindness because when I send it out, it always comes back to me. That's cool, said Giraffe. Can you teach me how to make a plane like that too? Sure, said Henry. I'd be happy to. The end. And that's what kindness is like, boys and girls. When you send it out, it comes back to you, just like being a bucket filler. So hang on, and we're going to be back, and we're going to talk about our own kindness project.